Hello, my name is Santiago, and welcome to 5.7, the second derivative test. What is this saying? The second derivative test is basically the first derivative test, but now we're using second derivatives instead, and it's easier to use. The first thing we need to do, obviously, is to identify the relative extrema, which would be this point, boom, 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 wrong layer, this point, boom, 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 and this point, boom, 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 boom. What do we know about the value of f prime of x at each extrema? We know that f prime has to equal f prime of x, have to equal 0 at that point. But what do we know about f double prime at each extrema? We know that each extrema, if it's concave up, it means it's positive, and if it's going concave down, it's going negative. So, we just split in between these two, right here, from before this, point, f of x is concave up, so that means at before, it is both f double prime of x is greater than 0, and f of x double prime, f double prime of x, equals, is less than 0. If it's concave down, it's less than 0, and if it's concave up, it's more than 0, because the derivative is changing upwards. It's going farther up. Yeah. It's going from negative to positive, and at the beginning, it's going from positive to negative, instead of negative to positive. What does this mean? What does the second derivative test mean? It means that if we suppose that f prime of c equals 0, then if f double prime of c is greater than 0, then there's a relative min at that point, and if f double prime of c is less than 0, then there's a relative max at that point. What does this truly mean, though? What it's kind of complicated to understand. If the derivative, the first derivative, like here, if the first derivative is 0, but it's concave down, then this is a relative max, concave down, and if it's concave up, this would be a relative min. It's pretty easy to understand. It's just understanding the concepts of graphs, and that's basically it. That's everything for 5.7, the second derivative test, and goodbye.